Can you imagine dying because your fridge tried to kill you? Sounds like a bad joke, right? But in 1929 in Chicago, it was terrifyingly real. People were found dead in their own homes, healthy one day, gone the next. It kept happening. 15 deaths before anyone noticed a pattern. Doctors were baffled, no signs of illness. Police had no leads, but every victim had something in common. A new kind of fridge, not an old icebox, something modern, something better. Here's the insane part. Those fancy new fridges ran on a gas called methyl chloride, invisible, odorless. But if it leaked, that was it. You didn't wake up. No struggle, no warning, just silence. The miracle of modern living had turned homes into death traps. So what do you do when technology backfires that badly? The answer kicked off a chain reaction that still affects your life today, whether you know it or not. Jump ahead to a young chemist named Roy Plunkett. He was trying to find a safer refrigerant, something that wouldn't kill people in their sleep. But in the lab, something unexpected happened. He was working with gas, but when he opened the cylinder, it was empty, or so he thought. Inside, he found a strange, white, waxy powder. At first it looked like a mistake, but this substance had bizarre properties. Water slid off it, fire couldn't melt it, acids didn't react, it didn't stick to anything. It was like it refused to obey the rules of chemistry. Plunkett had accidentally created something nearly indestructible. DuPont, one of the biggest chemical companies in the world, immediately saw potential, and so did the military. World War II was raging and they needed materials for the Manhattan Project, the secret program building nuclear weapons. Turns out, this white powder could line pipes carrying radioactive gas. Normal pipes corroded or leaked. This stuff? Untouchable. They called it Teflon. You've probably heard of it. Nonstick pans, right? But before it made eggs slide across a skillet, it was helping build atomic bombs. And that's not even the weird part. To make Teflon, DuPont used a chemical called C8. If Teflon was Superman, C8 was the invisible sidekick. Essential, but unnoticed. It made the process work, but it never went away. For decades, nobody questioned it. Teflon was a miracle. It showed up everywhere. Pans, carpets, jackets, raincoats, even medical implants. It coated the Statue of Liberty. DuPont made billions. Then came a farmer in West Virginia, Earl Tennant. He noticed something was wrong. His cows were dying. Tumors, rotting teeth, falling out, wasting away. He followed the stream upstream and found white foam pouring from a pipe. That pipe led to DuPont. Earl got a lawyer, Rob Bylot. What he found changed everything. DuPont had run tests on rats, dogs, monkeys. C8 caused tumors, organ swelling, early deaths, and DuPont knew. For decades, their own scientists raised red flags. Internally, they admitted it was dangerous, but none of it ever left the company. Instead, they set their own safety limit for C8 in drinking water, 1 part per billion. The water near the factory? It tested at 1,600 parts per billion. That's not a rounding error. That's willful silence. The deeper the digging, the darker it got. C8 and other chemicals like it, known as PFAS, had spread far beyond that one town. They were in fast food wrappers, microwave popcorn bags, waterproof makeup, dental floss, stain-resistant carpets, and of course, every nonstick pan in America. And here's the mind-bender. By the early 2000s, blood tests showed every American had C8 in their system. Didn't matter where you lived, cities, suburbs, even the Arctic. Scientists found PFAS in polar bears, fish, birds, breast milk. It's in the rain, it's in the soil, and it doesn't go away. They call them forever chemicals because that's exactly what they are. Why does that matter? These chemicals are linked to cancer, thyroid problems, immune disorders, and more. Research is ongoing, but the early evidence is loud and clear. And still, for decades, the public knew nothing. Eventually, the lawsuits caught up. DuPont paid over $600 million to victims, but they didn't admit guilt. They just spun off the Teflon business, renamed the company, and kept moving. They switched to a new chemical, Gen X, supposedly safer, but new studies showed Gen X caused the same types of tumors in lab animals. The cycle? Still spinning. Right now, there are over 14,000 PFAS chemicals in use. You'll find them in outdoor gear, makeup, dental floss, phones, takeout boxes, clothes, even in drinking water. Even after the EPA stepped in, it's nearly impossible to avoid them completely. Maybe you're thinking, should I throw out my pans? Well, scientists say the Teflon coating itself is stable. It doesn't flake off easily, and your body can't really absorb it. The danger is the sidekick chemicals, the C8s and Gen X that leak out during manufacturing. That's what ends up in water and food. So how do you get rid of it? For most people, there's no real way to get it out. The only treatment that's shown even a slight effect is donating blood or plasma, something some firefighters have tried, but even that only helps a little. The best move? Avoid exposure when you can. If you live near a contamination site, use a good water filter. But here's where it gets personal. This isn't just a history lesson, it's not over. Every time you use a non-stick pan, eat fast food, unwrap a burger, or even walk in the rain, you're touching the story. Every product, every meal, every glass of water. This invisible legacy follows us. Look around your home. That miracle product, it came with a cost no one told you about. And the wildest part? We still don't know what else is hiding in plain sight. Because every new miracle technology has a backstory. Some just haven't been told yet.